That was a really complete ball game across the board. Guys played great. Really excited that the way we came out. We made a big deal about these last two games and this one in particular because this is the one we had. And I told the guys in the locker room that the way that they approached it, focus-wise, the juice that they brought pregame in the locker room, and it was really fun to watch. And then to go play like that and be out that far at halftime was a really a nice accomplishment and a nice day's work. There's a million things to talk about in the game. You guys asked the questions, but I think you got to talk about the offensive line. If you can see how the offensive line have worked with Rashad here in the last month, and it's really they played really well, and they blocked stuff to give him a chance to get going, and then Rashad ran like crazy again. Somebody asked me during the week, what does Rashad Penny have to do, to whatever? He's just got to go play again, and that's all we got to do is get him back out there again. He looked great again today, and so it's a big boost. It's a big boost. You can see the rhythm that it gives our offense, the balance that it gives our offense to be able to be that explosive, and he looked great again. Russ had 4 touchdowns today. DK had 3 touchdowns. DK looked great. I mentioned, I don't know if I'd mentioned it to you guys straight up, but DK had a great week of preparation. And in the one day that he really could work full speed, had a great day. And it just looked like a great player on the practice field. And it was interesting that he looked so good again today. And he carried it across, and I'm really proud of him. It's been a hard year in terms of preparation. And it really showed up today, and with a lot of other guys as well. To get the football like we did, the defense to get 3 takeaways, that's a beautiful thing, man. It was awesome. A great day for DJ Reed. Had 2 great picks, and Ugo really, in the right place at the right time, makes the play. I don't know what happened to the football on the way to the touchdown, but it still was great to get three turnovers, and the offense again didn't turn the ball over. I don't know, 9 or 10 times this year we've thrown a goose egg on offense, and I don't know if we've ever done better than that. And so it showed up and was really helpful in getting the win today. Also, I thought Jason Myers had a great game today. Jay Meyer had a great football game today. He had everything. He had 6 PATs. He had three good field goals and kicked the heck out of the football out of the end zone all day long. That was just a perfect day for him, and it was great to see that happen. So,
how's Bobby?
Bobby sprained his knee, and he's got an MRI coming up at this evening. So we'll see. It didn't look obviously really bad, but we don't know that. We gotta wait and see.
Was he close at all to coming back in the game?
Yeah, he was going to come back in the game. He did go back in. You saw him go back in, and then we got him back out and took him back inside just to make sure, and just he just felt like it was better to not go. Make sure that we know what's going on with it instead of just going back on the field again.
I saw him he ran back onto the field for what would have been the next play. Did you guys pull him off, or did he come off?
He couldn't go back in on that play because the timeout was caused by him. So he had to wait to play, and then we waited to play, and that was enough time to, cooler heads prevailed or whatever, and we figured it out. So I'm glad we took care of him.
I know you'll probably need to watch the film to answer this, but how'd you feel about the way Cody Barton played, stepping in?
I need to see the film. Thank you. Yeah, I do need to see the film. I can't tell you, but I know he handled everything really well. He was calling the whole line of scrimmage and the huddle calls and all of that. I was proud that he had a chance. I think he had 6 or 7 tackles in the game as well. Again, Brooksy had a bunch, but it was great that he got a chance to play and jump in there and fill in for Bobby.
Russell was playing with a glove on his throwing hand a little bit. I guess what did that?
Just did it during the week and liked it, so he stayed with it.
Pete, you kind of alluded to this at the beginning, but for your team, just the way they came out and played after last week, you get eliminated from the playoffs. You haven't been in this position a lot. What did it tell you about your guys, the way they responded?
I'm really thrilled to see them respond like that, but mostly because they had so much fun today. They really had a great time today. They were really jacked about it. They were going to go out and get it. We talked about it being, we had 2 games, playoff games, just like our NFC Championship game, and trying to get to the Super Bowl in Arizona, kind of thing. And we had some fun with it. Used our imagination a little bit. I don't know how serious they took it, but I was scrambling, and but we had fun with it. And they really met the challenge of the day, and played like we should have played. Played really good today.
Was that the best Russell's looked to you since he's been back?
I don't know that. I thought he did well. You know, he did great. He had a good opportunity. A lot of rhythm stuff in this game, a lot of tempo stuff that he handled really well, and was able to change some things and fix some things really well. I mean, he's had a lot of good games this year.
You said all along how important you felt the need for balance is for your offense and what you want to do. How has the last 4 games and the way Rashawn's run kind of illustrated that for you
Trying
guys?
to show you, you know, I don't really need to show you guys, but that's what it looks like, and that's what we're working towards. And that when you play like that, you can play great football. And I mean, we've done it for a lot of years, and when we were really at our very best, we were at our most balanced, and that's maybe hard to you know, to get excited about or whatever, which I don't care whether you do or not. It's just that's a great way to play this game, and it suits everything. Look at all the play passes we got to run today, you know, and how that all fit together and made it hard on the opponent. That's it's great ball. Shane had a great day today and called it beautifully.
The variety of plays and disguises today was the best you had. What went into this week?
We had 71 plays today. We had another 25 plays than we've been getting. Seriously, we had so many more opportunities. These plays are in the plan all along. But when you're scrambling to stay on the field, you don't get to flow in the way you'd like to. It's the flow. You earn the opportunity to have that kind of flow and opportunity by making first downs. What were we on third down? 7 for 12 or something like that. Yeah, I mean that's how it works. So. I did think it did show up, though. You know, that you saw the little change up down on the goal line. You saw a nice little around at the end of the game. There was a number of really cool plays today. Homer had one on a kind of a counter, naked counter, and there was a lot of really cool things. But those are things that we always had them. We just need more opportunities, and that's what, you know, controlling the ball and getting first downs does for you. And it's been really frustrating that you haven't been able to see it, but because it's there, and we're capable of being like this. And it's been and also I think one of the things, let's give credit to Rashad Penny has been a big factor. He's looked great. He's just looked great in running the football, and I'm so fired up for him and for us. And I mean, he's leaving, no doubt. I mean, he's explosive. You know, he weighs 236 pounds. You know, the program says something else. He's 236. He's a load to tackle, and he's running through tackles. He's bouncing off guys, and then he uses his burst and the quick feet, the touchdown run. I mean, there's about 3 different carries in this game that were exquisite, and so, you know, I'm just fired up for us.
I don't know how much you can evaluate line play just off watching, but Phil Haynes filling in, making the start.
Yeah. You know, thanks, Johnny. I didn't say that. I should have mentioned that. That Phil got his chance, you know, today and did a really good job. He's a physical, tough kid, and he's really one of our guys in the system, knows what he's doing, and showed that today. And that's a really good illustration of him hanging with it and waiting for the opportunity and taking advantage of it.
It seems like the couple chances he's had to play, he's done pretty well.
That's right. That's right. I mean, he's a big man, and he plays tough and strong, and just the way we like him, you know. And I mean, he's almost a spitting image of what Gabe has, you know, and size-wise, and the strength and the power that they have, and pretty good, pretty good.
Did you know when you guys took a knee there that one more score would have been a scoregami?
It would have been one of those deals?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You
No,
punched it in there.
no, I didn't know that. If I'd have known that, we still would have taken a knee. Yeah.
You talked quite a bit about the impact that Adrian has had on Rashad. Are you surprised that a guy could have that big an impact, and he was only practicing for, what was it, 1 week?
Yeah, I thought it was startling. It was so obvious. It was so obvious. And Adrian was there on the sideline today and was all jacked up and having fun and cheerleading and all that. I've never seen like that. Let me give you a little bit of credit. When Marshawn came back the first week, he had a big impact, and they were totally different guys, obviously, and as they re-enter, and different stories and all that. But Marshawn had a big impact too, you know, and sometimes, you know, those special players, they can affect guys in ways that's why the teams they play on are always successful too, you know, because they help the people around them play better. And you've got to give a lot of credit to, you know, to AD and what he's stood for and what he's been able to, you know, be in the eyes of our younger players from, you know, all the years past and all that. And we're lucky we got a chance to visit with him.
What do you think it is that is rubbing off on other players like Rashad with Adrian?
The first thing is, you know, they're kind of in awe of him anyway, and then the way he worked. That's what it was. Every step he took was full speed, flying around, and he looked great. And it was just like, we all just, holy cow, you know. And then he did the next play, and then the next play. And we only had 3 days of practice with him, and he made that impression that quickly. And it was that obvious. there's no mistaking what happened. That he influenced a ton of people, myself included. I felt the same thing. I felt like, this is what it's like being around a great player, and he just kind of just jumped out at you.
What happened to Will Dissly?
He banged his heel. He's got a heel bruise or something. We're not sure what it is right now. Heel.
You mentioned Jason. He also had the tackle.
Oh yeah, that was a good hit too. That was a good hit. That didn't need to happen, but he had a huge day today. And J-Mar was, shoot, man, he was on it.
You know what happened to Tony Correnti?
Yeah. Matter of fact, he got bruised up a little bit. I think the running back, he turned, and again, the running back took off and put his helmet right in the back of his head, and he got smacked. And I thought he, he looked pretty tough now. He hung in there pretty good. And had taken he came off there with a big smile on his face. He didn't want me to give him any gaff about it. So he's a tough guy.
It's just one day, but how much does this reaffirm the blueprints here, especially offensively, the way to
Reaffirm? I don't know. You guys, you be the judges of that. I don't need to reaffirm it. You guys reaffirm it.
Well, I'm asking you, is between
This is what we're supposed to look like.
personnel
This is what we're supposed to look like. Yeah, this is the way we're supposed to play. We're supposed to get the football off the opponent. We're supposed to run the football and own the line of scrimmage so that we can do all of the things that our offense is structured to do and play off our special teams. And our special teams came through in a big way again. We had a good return from DJ, and Freddie had a good return. He got called back, and just a lot of positive stuff across the board.
You've had to play musical chairs at the cornerback position for a good portion of the season, especially the last couple of weeks. How pleased have you been seeing guys like Michael Jackson come in, get 2 pass breakups today? It seems like every guy that comes in.
I want to tell you that I want to give credit to John going back to if you realize when we started landing guys, started getting corners in here. He was concerned about it, and bless Austin didn't get a chance to play today, but he was one of the guys. We brought in a lot of new faces to try to give us some depth at that position, and we needed everybody. We needed everybody today. Johnny Reed had to come out, and I think he got hit in the head a little bit. And for Michael to jump up, Mike found out he was going like yesterday afternoon. He didn't even know until we had the report on Sydney. So, all of those guys we've been through this year, it's been a challenge. But I'm saying John had the foresight to realize that we're going to need some extra guys, and he was right.
How's DJ Dallas?
He got a thigh bruise. He got hit on that kickoff return.
Did Sydney test positive?
Yes. He was the lone unvaccinated guy on the club, and unfortunately.
That was kind of early. Does it seem like Bobby's knee would keep him out of the finale next week?
I don't know that. Yeah, it's kind of early. We got to get through tonight. I didn't see it, but I understand that he got in the splits, and it was a really kind of I'm sure, most threatening feeling position, and he was unsure what happened and what took place there, and he sorted it out and came running off, and like a stud that he is, and ran back in, and so I'm really glad that we took care of him and kept him out.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, DK, Pete talked about how you had a great practice week and then how that parlayed into a good game. Can you just talk about, what kind of practice week you had and how that enabled you to have a good game today?
Yeah. I usually practice on Thursdays because my foot injury's been holding me out. But I heard we were going helmets Thursday. We haven't gone helmets in like 5 weeks, so I figured they were cutting players. So I wasn't going to be the one that they were going to cut. So I decided to show my ass a little bit at practice.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I decided to show my ass a little bit at practice. So.
How satisfying was that to kind of do a flex in practice?
It was good. It's good. Show them that, you can't cut me because I'm still good.
Are you half joking, or when they went helmets, that's what you went through?
No, that's what I thought, like in my head, yeah. Yeah, they ain't gone helmets in like 5 weeks, so yeah, that's what I thought.
How has that foot been managing that all year?
It's been pretty good. Me practicing once a week, and then the walkthroughs has been helpful. Just really focusing on my mental game this year.
When did was that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, like around week 4 or 5. Yeah.
Has that been hard, though, to get the same kind of rhythm or whatever with Russell, not practicing that much? Or?
No, sir. I don't think so. Me and Russ practice a lot during the offseason, so, when something like this happens during the season, it shouldn't be a hiccup.
Do you think it's something that's going to require surgery?
We'll find that out at the end of the season. Yeah.
Pete was just saying, like, this is how we're supposed to look, is the way he phrased it. Did that game feel like what you expect this offense can be?
Right. Yes, sir. Everybody was touching the football. You got Freddie, Tyler, Gerald. I seen a stat that said like 9 different receivers caught the ball today. So, I mean, that's how the offense should look. Everybody's, positive, getting positive yards. And the running backs are doing good. O-line's blocking their ass off. So that's how it's supposed to look.
Why hasn't it looked like that, do you think?
I don't know. You tell me. I think we've been watching the same game. We've had a couple of hiccups, during the year. 1 or 2 plays, a missed block here. I mean, football's the ultimate team game, so everybody has to be clicking every play for this thing to roll.
Has this season been frustrating for you at all, or how do you kind of assess it?
I would say around 7, 8, 9 was frustrating, but, you start to accept your role on the offense and on the team, and, you start to mature a little bit. And figure out that this is a team game, like I just said, and you can't be selfish or you can't want the ball every play because you got 10 other guys out there, fighting their ass off every play. So I wouldn't say frustrating, but a lot of growth for me this year.
DK, what's it been like just to kind of fight against it offensively and taking until like this game for you guys to kind of put together a performance like this offensively?
I mean, it's great. Like you said, we fought all year. We've come out on the bad side of the games most of the time this year, but just for us to, that was a very good team out there that the Lions were in. Just to do that, what we did to them on offense, defense, and special teams was very refreshing.
The third down play where they blitzed and Russell found you back, did you kind of know he was coming to him there, or what was going on?
I actually thought he was going to Tyler or Gerald, but I looked up and I seen the ball, and I kind of figured, it was a zero blitz.
You guys had championship aspirations entering the season. If you had to maybe pinpoint the main reason you guys weren't able to accomplish those goals, what would you say it was?
It sounds like a Pete question. I don't get paid that much to pinpoint mistakes, man.
You passed Joey Galloway for most receiving yards and touchdowns for receivers' first 3 seasons here. Do those individual stats mean a lot to you, or is it just more than wins?
No. We've been losing, so this shit don't matter.
Anything else? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Jordan, you haven't played a snap out there without Bobby Wagner this year. Was that difficult seeing him go down the first play and having to kind of adjust without him?
Yeah, that was tough. I actually didn't see it. My back was turned on the play, but I just reached out to him, hope he's okay. But during that time, you gotta keep moving, you gotta keep going. Next man up mentality. I thought Cody did a great job stepping in.
What kind of a blow is that trying to adjust with that on the fly and realizing Bobby's not out there? You're kind of running everything in the middle of the defense and the adjustment you had to make with it.
It's a blow to have that kind of player, not on the field. But these type of things you prepare for, just in case somebody goes down, you got to have the next man come up and make the calls, get everybody lined up, and I think we did a good job of that today.
What were you seeing out of Cody out there?
He was communicating well, helping getting guys lined up, making the calls, and also making plays. So I thought he did a great job.
I know it was really early in the game, but their first series when they go for it on 4th down, what kind of turning point was that when you guys stopped them on those plays there?
Say that again, sir.
That first series when they went for it on 4th down, I mean, that 3rd and 2 and then 4th and 1, you guys stopped them both times. What kind of turning point, I guess, was that? Did you feel like at all?
That was good momentum, for that first half of the game. Just get them off on that first 4th down. We knew coming in that they think they were on record for the most 4th down attempts. And so we knew once we stopped them on 3rd down, they were going to go for it anyway. So couldn't celebrate too much on 3rd down, just get ready for 4th down. And I thought we did a good job on that.
The 3 interceptions in the second half, what was different for you guys? What allowed you guys to be so aggressive?
In the first half, you said?
The 3 interceptions in the second half.
Oh, yeah. Man, corners out there making plays. DJ and Ugo. We probably should have had more than 3 this game. We missed some opportunities, myself, but I thought those guys did great in their coverage, dropping back in their zones and getting the ball.
Jordan, you were pretty down last week, standing up here after that loss. Just to come back and the mentality you guys had, just talk about that a little bit in terms of feeling much better now, even if not much is on the line here.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a lot on the line. We may not be going to the playoffs, but winning the last home game, that means a lot to me, ending it on a good note and building more momentum for the next season. And so, last week was tough. We bounced back this week, and we'll try to finish it right in Arizona next week.
Anything else? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan.
You guys watch Yellowstone? It's a great show.
Cody, Bobby gets injured, you get inserted. Just from that point on, what went through your mind at that moment, and then just what kind of mindset did you need just to compete in the game and block everything out?
Yeah, I said earlier, you hate to see someone go down, especially Bobby being our leader and just the center and rock of our defense. But once I saw him go down, I knew I was going to go in and just, I was just excited to be out there and just to be able to compete and just play some football. But like I said, you don't want to see guys go down. You know what I mean?
That's really the first time you played a lot of middle linebacker with the Seahawks, right?
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
other games,
Yeah. First time. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
I had a lot of fun. To be honest. I just love being out there playing football and just being with the team and just being able to compete out there. It's awesome.
You were laying the calls to everyone, or was that Jordan?
No, that was me. Yeah, I had the mic, and so that was pretty cool.
You did that in Carolina too once, right? Or...
Yeah, for like a series or something. My rookie year, yeah.
Would you consider that where you're most comfortable in that role?
At Mike? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel most comfortable at Mike, and yeah.
With no playoffs or anything, what are you guys playing for at this point?
Playing for each other is the biggest thing. We talk about it every week, and whatever the media's saying or whatever the record displays of this team, I don't think it reflects who we are as a team. And so our biggest thing is we just play for each other. Every play we're gonna be out there going hard for each other.
What was it kind of like defensively, just having to kind of regroup after seeing Bobby go down on the first play, and how do you kind of handle that in a moment when the guy who's been such a key part is no longer out there?
Yeah, seeing him go down initially, I think it was the first play of the game, and just it's a big thing for our defense. Like I said earlier, Bobby's the leader of our defense and stuff, and so when he went down, we just had to regroup as a defense and just be out there playing for him and playing for each other.
Cody, the psychology of playing a team that goes on fourth down so many times, I mean, how do you put that into play? You just play every down and just third, fourth, and on you go.
Yeah, going into this week, we knew it was a 4-down team, and I think they were on pace to break the record for the most fourth downs in a season. So, normally you play a team and it's you win third down and here comes the punt return team and their punt team comes on. But normally they're a fourth down team, we knew it was going to be a 4-down game, and so you went on third down. Well, we got to win again on fourth down and get off the field.
Bobby had not missed a single snap to this point this season. What's that like for you playing behind a guy who is that durable?
I learned a lot from him, just how to take care of your body and just how to play the game. And it's amazing that he's so durable, especially at his age and stuff, and just a master of taking care of his body and just every day doing things to improve his game, improve his body and his mental, everything. So I've learned a lot from him over the past 3 years, and I'm praying for him.
Cody, you've been here a while now. You've kind of had to wait your turn behind Bobby and KJ. Is it tough to kind of stay ready all the time for moments like these when the opportunities haven't always been there?
Honestly, no. It has been 3 years, but from KJ my rookie year and last year, and then also behind Bobby. They taught me so much, and I'm always asking the questions and just their examples as well, just learning from those guys.
You've had a lot of turnover in the secondary. How much pressure does that put on the rest of the defense? How much does it change what you guys have to do to have so many new players in the secondary?
You're seeing with guys like secondary going down and stuff, and new guys. It's similar to the situation I was in today. That just comes with guys getting ready and preparing in the week like they're going to be the starter. And so, in the unfortunate event if someone does go down, they're ready to play and step up and do their job,
Did you see Wagner bolt onto the field during the timeout?
I did, yeah.
Did you knew probably he had to come off because of the injury timeout?
Yeah, they said in the mic that he had to stay off for one play because of the injury, and so then I thought he was going to come back on, but he never did. But when he started to come back on, I thought he was good.
Were you looking over your shoulder thinking, well, he'll come back in eventually?
I wasn't necessarily looking over my shoulder. I was just, if he came in, he was going to come grab me and we were going to sub it out. But, he never came back in.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.
Rashad Penny, 3 of the last 4 games, you guys have helped him rush for over 100 yards. Is there a better feeling as an offensive lineman to be able to put your hand in the dirt and be able to enforce your will like that at the Lions?
Not at all. No better feeling in the world than coming out with the plan to run the ball, and teams know you want to run the ball and you're still able to, dominate, in the run game. We came out today with that kind of mentality, just being physical. Whatever it was called, we wanted to be physical. And, coaches had all the faith in us to continue to dial them up. And Penny just really running with a lot of confidence, really been playing inspired, and I'm really happy for him.
But is that scheme or opportunity? And when I asked Rashad after the game, he said it was the offensive line, but there's got to be something else there.
That's a little bit of both. I mean, the scheme has been great, but it wasn't always pretty for him. Like we had some looks where he had to make some things happen. He made some guys miss. It wasn't always just clean holds for him, and he was getting through there. And like I said, he's just running with confidence. You can see just the switch that he has had over the last few weeks. So I think it's a combination of things, but Penny's been a force to be reckoned with the last few weeks. And like I said, and the guys up front, I mean, I'm proud of my guys. We've been, whenever they dial up and run, we know we want to make it happen, so they continue to do it. And to have him go over 100 in the first half was like, that's no better feeling in the world.
You've seen him through 4 years now, Rashad. What do you think's different about him now?
Just confidence, man. Your first round pick come in rookie year, he had a really good year. Then he had an injury, and if you never had an injury like that, it can really mess with you physically, trying to bounce back from that and have confidence in your body, but also just confidence in your abilities. And he had some setbacks, with the injury, and just trying to come back and have more confidence in it. And once he got that down, now you can see what he's capable of. So I think it's all about just confidence and just opportunities. We just keep feeding the ball, and he's making it happen. I'm really happy for him.
You talk about confidence. This play could get overlooked given the number of points scored, but the 4th and 1 play, the QB sneak in the second quarter, how much confidence does that give the offense? Because it wasn't the 50-plus points at that point.
Yeah. Whenever we go for it on 4th and short, the guys up front, we're excited. That's an opportunity for us to go out and extend the drive. And that's big on Russ's part. To want to do that. And put his body on the line and go get that yard. And it was big for us to be able to extend that drive in that moment. It's demoralizing for a defense. So we were very happy about that.
So many times, Dwayne, the last couple of years, you've had the pass block without a run game.
Mm-hmm.
What is the tangible difference to pass blocking when you're running for 200 yards?
It just makes the defense. Number one, when we're able to run the ball consistently, the defense doesn't like that. A lot of these guys, they want to rush the passer. That's what they want to do. They don't want to sit and defend the run all day. And so when you're able to do that, and they know you're going to do it, and they still can't stop it, it's huge. And then with the plays that we've been calling, bootlegs, play actions, it really sets things up for explosive plays down the field. And then obviously you're going to have some plays we got to drop back. But it's just a good combination of it. It makes the defense have to respect that level of physicality you're coming with on in the run game. So it's really big for us. We love it.
That was your first time starting with Phil Haynes next year. What'd you think of the way Phil played?
Played his tail off, man. I'm so excited for Phil, to be able to have this opportunity. Another guy that came in with a lot of promise, and injuries kind of set him back, and then he didn't really have the opportunities to get on the field as much. When I saw he was going to get the nod this week, I just expressed to him how happy I was and told him, just go put it on film. Just go put it on film, and he did that. I mean, he was a big part of the physical nature that we wanted to bring today, and I'm happy for him.
What was practice like this week? I mean, coming off the loss, and the playoffs are out of the question, but it sounds like practice and Pete and everybody is sort of raved about how you guys approach it this week.
Well, that's the beauty of Pete, man. He's always going to have a way to inspire you, no matter what. And this is uncharted territory for a lot of people that have been in a part of this organization for the last 10 years. Having a losing season, no shot at the playoffs, no hope for the playoffs is uncharted territory. So credit goes to him, just finding a way to keep guys inspired, and want to come out and perform at a high level, So, we're competitors, man. We're competitors. We're fighters. We're a resilient group. And we knew this was our last home game, so we wanted to put on a show. We're so appreciative of our fans of supporting us throughout this year, even though things haven't been nearly as great as we wanted to be, and go out on a high note, and we're able to do that.
He's talked about a positive influence from Adrian Peterson. He's kind of a peer of yours. Have you had much interaction with Peterson?
With who's that?
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's a legend. He's a legend. And when we signed him, obviously, you don't want to pick a guy's brain like that. And obviously, he has injuries that's sidelined him, but just his presence, I think, has been really good for us, and especially for that room. Penny being around a guy like that, a guy that's accomplished everything, and he's one of the best of all time. I think it really helps his confidence as well. So we're glad to have him around the building. No matter what, he's able to play or not.
DK said you guys went helmets on Thursday. Was that sort of a big practice day, or?
Yeah. In weeks past, with the schedule getting kind of screwed up with the Tuesday game, Thursday had kind of turned into more of a recovery day as well. But this week turned up the intensity a little bit, and I think it was good. Guys were able to move around fast, were able to see a lot of looks a little bit faster than we had over weeks past, and I think it really, got us in the gear for today.
I know you got one game left, but what are you kind of hoping for happens for you this offseason? Would you like to come back, or?
I would love to be back, man. I would love to be back. I'm so grateful just for the last 4 years, the city of Seattle, the fans, the organization, you guys, my teammates. It's been an incredible 4 years for me. I would love to be back, but I'm just focused on next week, man. Finishing on a strong note, going to Arizona and trying to get another win, and then everything else will handle itself.
You played 17 games now, I think. No. 16.
This will be 17, yeah.
How you feeling physically?
Feel like this will be a 17th game. I'm feeling good, man. I mean, as long as I'm able to go out there and run through the tunnel, I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful to be able to make it through this one. Praying for my guy Bobby, legend, another legend. Praying for him and his recovery, speedy recovery. But as long as I can run through the tunnel, I'm good to go.
Yeah, there's been some speculation about what will happen with the future of the franchise, whether it's Peter, it's Russell, the trades and all that stuff. Have you guys talked about that in the locker room or anything?
Nah, speculation there's always speculation, especially when you have a losing season. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to figure out what's going to happen. I mean, you look at the amount that these guys have accomplished that have been here for this time. I mean, it doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? It don't just happen everywhere. So, whatever happens, these guys are legends, man. They're the best of the best. So, like I said, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
When you're making your choices for the future, what are you going to base it on? What do you think the vision of what's?
I mean, it's a lot of factors, man. I can't get into that right now. Again, man, I'm just trying to finish this thing strong. I would love to be here, but we'll see how that plays out.
You guys came in with championship aspirations this year. If you had to pinpoint maybe the main reason why you guys didn't accomplish that, what do you think it was?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I mean, you look at, we had a lot of adversity. We had injuries, man. Chris going down, that was a big blow to our offense. Russ getting hurt, you know what I mean? He never missed a game, you know what I mean? And then he misses time. with, you know, the most important body part that he has, you know what I mean, as far as football is concerned. So, you know, it's just a lot of things. And other than that, I mean, you know, we've got some tough competition. You know, our division's been loaded. You know, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, a lot of us, we could have been better at times, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's just things happen, man. You know, so we're grateful for the opportunity. We're grateful for, you know, the journey. And so just ready to try to bounce back and finish the thing strong.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, sir.
You've ripped off 6 runs of 25 or more yards the last 4 games. Can you remember ever having a time where you had this much success with explosive runs?
No, not really. Again, I don't think them guys out there get as much credit. You know, the O-line, it's been a few games where, you know, you've seen creases and you've seen they come in, and, you know, just us putting together all week at practice and then, you know, resulting here on the field. I mean, we do this night in, night out. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be with anybody else. You know, this team, this offense. So, you know, it means a lot, you know, having them guys. And then, you know, my job is easy. It's a big hole there. All you got to do is hit it.
I think we've asked you this maybe every week, last few weeks, but how gratifying is this to just keep being able to do this every week and sort of show everybody that you can do that?
I mean, again, I'm thankful. You know, I'm just blessed. I'm happy to be standing back up here again. But, you know, I really be trying to, like, focus a little on injuries because, you know, just something you don't want to think about, you know, as a human and playing a sport and, you know, going out and putting on a show for people. You know, it could be kind of can ruin, you know, the thought process of us as athletes. So I mean, I'm thankful and I'm happy to be here.
How has this last month changed your thinking on where you'll be next year? And do you think you've earned your place there?
I really haven't been thinking about it. I just been going out there playing ball, praying, and you know, just giving everything to God, and you know, just trying to do whatever it takes to help this team win. I think that's the important thing. And last thing I'm worried about is, you know, off season.
How much did this game feel like what you think this offense should look like in terms of just the balance, the big plays, everything?
It's just the finish part. You know, that's the whole thing, and I think today we show we can finish. This offense is explosive. You know, led behind Russ and you know, all the good receivers, Tyler, DK, you know, Freddie, and then you know, we got a stable of backs who can do this night in, night out. You know, I think we got a very great offense. You know, I think the part was just finishing, and you know, we did what we said we were going to do this week.
Pete's talked to us about the impact he feels like Adrian Peterson has had on you. What about seeing him or his presence, what about that impacted you?
I mean, when you have a guy, you know, who's been running in the league for so long and, you know, is on the verge of Hall of Fame and, you know, it honestly gives you a boost and you want to mimic everything that you see him do. So kind of have the similar type of injury. So I kind of tore his ear off with all the questions I've asked. But, I mean, he said it helped and it worked. But having him and then seeing him work and walk through, which is a walkthrough, and watching him practice and then watching how he prepared for game, it honestly saved a lot of our running backs. And, you know, we happy that he came in and was a leader from day one, and he continued to lead. And I think that's something that we missed in the running back room with Chris being gone. And, you know, I can't thank him enough. And, you know, I'm happy to have him around. And I wish he can continue to be around.
What does it tell you that he played one game, he's hurt, he's on injured reserve now, ending his season, but he's still on the sideline, that involved today, and kind of that still into it with a new team like that?
That just show you who he is as a person. You know, I'm pretty sure in Minnesota or Detroit, wherever he was in his career, he always just believed in this team. And I think when he first came in, you know, his whole mindset was, we about to go to the playoffs. We about to win every single game, and we're going to do it with this group right here. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of things don't happen. But, you know, having him around, it kind of got this run game going and got our attitude going of who we are as an offense. And I'm happy, you know, to be a part of that, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is too.
Of course, you want to win as many games as you can, but to finish out with a win here home in front of the fans in your seventh season. How important was that for you guys?
I mean, I think it shows that, you know, we really cares about football. I think a lot of people think, you know, oh, you know, they want to lose it out or, you know, do whatever it takes. But nah, us in that building, we love football, and we're going to continue to keep doing things just like it's a championship week. And that's how our approach was all week, championship week, and just doing things right. And you've seen everybody click at practice all week, and it turned out to be an amazing game today.
Out of what Peterson told you, what stuck the most?
It's the same thing. You know, you which one is your injured knee? You attack them before they attack you. So it's always just in the back of my head, but just making plays and, you know, again, just doing whatever it takes to win games.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
I appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Thanks, man.
There was a point in the game where you knew that even though the Lions wanted to run the ball, they were going to have to throw the ball. And how did you start seeing those opportunities change? Because we saw those balls land in your hands twice.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback was targeting me early on, so for me, I was like, okay, he's giving me some targets, so I was kind of happy about that. So I was just able to capitalize today.
Today is almost not quite a revenge game, but just kind of like a welcome back. We haven't seen you on the field in a couple of weeks.
I know, and I was tired too, so that COVID ain't no joke. So y'all better, you know, mask up, stay your distance. But no, I was definitely tired coming, like, playing, and I had to catch my wind.
You and Sydney and all the cornerbacks have been close to some picks this year. How good was it to finally get some?
It felt good. Got my hands on 2 today, so, you know, I could catch, so that's never an issue, but just getting the opportunities, and I was able to get them today.
What was your experience with COVID like?
Man, I was hurting. Like, so I got tested because I had a bad headache. Like, I was about to go to the ER. Like, it was really a migraine. Head was throbbing. So I called my girl because she was in LA. And she was like, don't go to the ER. She was just like, try to just relax. And like, I took like some Tylenol or something, and I was able to go to sleep. But I tested, and I was positive. And I also had like a sore throat. That was like, my head was hurting. The next day I had a sore throat. And then like congestion in my chest and like spitting up mucus and stuff. And then like the next day I started coughing. Like it was just like a swirl of things. So like it was definitely serious for me.
You said you felt winded today?
Oh yeah, I felt winded. I was tired.
You told us before that you want to be back here next season. What kind of statement do you feel like you've made this year?
You know, obviously this year didn't go the way we wanted it to go. For me personally, I felt like, you know, I did my best to, you know, play consistent, to show that I'm reliable to my teammates. So, I mean, you know, I definitely want to stay in Seattle. Like, I love it here. Like, obviously I love the football team. I love the fans. But, like, I just love it here. Like, it's a good environment. It's good vibes. Like, I'm comfortable here.
With injuries and COVID, you guys have had to play musical chairs at the cornerback
Yeah.
position. Michael Jackson getting a bunch of snaps.
Yeah.
What does it say about your group, though? It seems like no matter who's been coming in, you guys have been able to get the job done back there.
Yeah, it just, you know, it goes to coaching Andre Curtis. He does a good job, you know, getting us to play disciplined, great football, smart football. So, you know, credit to him and Shed. And then also the players. It goes to, you know, show what they do. You know, Michael Jackson, he had 2 PBUs today. So, you know, the moment wasn't big for him.
Your first interception, I mean, it looked like you kind of tipped that to yourself, or was that
Yeah.
sort of plan, or?
Yeah, so, like, I just bailed, and I just seen the ball on the ground, and, like, I was like, is he going to throw it? And he threw it, and I was like, okay. So I tipped it, and then, like, luckily, like, the tip was, like, to me, because I could have tipped it and somebody else could have picked it, but I would have been happy still regardless, but it was good to get that pick.
What was the challenge of covering St. Brown today? You know that they were going to go to him. You had him in your sights, and then he still found ways to get yards.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we played the Packers. Like, we knew Devontae Adams was going to get at least, like, 10-plus targets. We talked about him, but we didn't really talk about him as getting 12, 14 targets. So, you know, as the game went on, we started realizing, hey, know where 14's at, he's getting the ball. So he had a great game, though.
The total number of yards given up, and a lot of those came in the second half. Is that something that you can put aside because of the points that were scored and just kind of the way that game went, or not so much?
I mean, me personally, like, I definitely want to fix it. Like, we definitely had things that are super fixable, as far as, like, mental errors, blowing some coverages, like, things that are totally coachable that we have to, figure out for this year and next year. So the great thing about it is they're coachable. Like, we just got to, slow down, read your cues, and play smart football.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah.
Well, that went well. Is that exactly as the offense is supposed to be? Run, pass, balance, time?
Yeah, I thought we executed in every way. I've kind of been telling you guys, for a little bit here, I think that's kind of the game we want to play, a complete game, from first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth. I thought everybody touched the ball. We were able to facilitate it to different guys. I thought our playmakers, like guys like DK, Tyler, they were exceptional today. Gerald made some nice catches. We converted on third downs. Rashad Penny ran the ball. I mean, it was lights out. The offensive line was tremendous all night. They did some really good pressure looks and everything that we picked up in a great way. Ethan did a really good job up there up front and making sure that me and him were on the same page, and the guys blocked it up well. So, we got the ball in the end zone a bunch. We were able to score quite often. We felt like the one thing I wish we had even finished that last 5 minutes even better. I think that's where, me being extra picky, just trying to find like how can we get even better than that. So, but I think we're always searching for the next best step, and I think we definitely took that today. That was huge for us.
Your guys' second possession after the 3-and-out, you converted on a couple third downs to go down and get the touchdown. How big was getting those third downs and staying on the field today?
Yeah, I mean, we converted. Gerald showed up on that one where he ran the end breaking route. We kind of looked to the right, looked to the right. Those guys kind of weren't open over there for a second because they covered it pretty well. Came back. Here comes Gerald. Boom, first down. Got the ball on the edge one of the times, and then next thing you know, we were able to get the ball in the end zone. I thought Shane called a great game. I thought he did a great job of dialing it up and getting us to the stuff that we needed to get to. And then I thought too, in key situations, they changed their coverages a ton. I mean, they were changing it up from cover 1 to 3 to 6 to 6-6 man to just cover 2, mixing it up, every different situation. And then they went zero. DK did a great job. I mean, on that zero look, and I was able to kind of right before I got hit, just kind of place it up to him, and it was right where we needed it to be. It was beautiful, so couldn't have done that any better.
How did Freddie Swain get so wide open on that one play?
Yeah, that was a dialed up play that we kind of saw earlier in the week, that we could possibly hit. So, he does like such a great job in the run game, but he also does such a great job of reading the routes and understanding where he needs to be and the placement of where he needs to be. So I kind of looked right, kind of gave eyes away and came back to him. He was wide open. That was a beautiful play by him.
This is the first game you guys have played in a long time with no playoff implications. There maybe could have been potential for a letdown. Just what did it tell you about this team that you guys came out the way you did this week?
Well, I kind of told you guys earlier in the week, I think that, the standard of excellence, that's what we're searching for every day, and I think the thought process of our players and the character of guys that we've had, we knew that we weren't going to just give up and give in. That's not going to be allowed, and that's not in our nature. Obviously the season hasn't been what we wanted it to be, and I think it's been challenging in so many different ways. But I think to be able to answer the call and to be able to come in back at home, our last home game here, and to be able to play at such a high level was exciting for the fans, and our fans are the best fans in the world. To be able to do that for them, I think that was really, really special. And I thought, guys want to play great. Guys want to do all the things they want to do and dream of and everything else, and we're working at it every day. I thought this week of practice was we've had some really great weeks, but I thought with everything going on, I think it was one of our best weeks that we could possibly have, and that definitely showed up in so many different ways.
Russell, you were in the crowd pumped up as you walked off the field. They were chanting your name. I know earlier in the week you said you hope this isn't your last game here, but you never know how things are going to work out. When you're walking off the field this game, what was going through your head maybe?
Yeah, I was just thinking about joy. I was thinking about our fans. I was thinking about just what a special moment just to be able to, win this game here at home for our fans and for them to feel that energy again. I felt like throughout the whole game, the crowd saw that energy and got to feel us and vice versa. And that was really special tonight. So, anytime you see those kids too, you always want to, they're screaming your name or whatever, to be able to give them a towel or sign their jersey. And those kind of special moments like that are always amazing. And, obviously I love the city. This has been such a special journey, and obviously to be able to win tonight was a great game.
When you wore a glove on your right hand today, it looked like what was sort of the impact of that, I guess?
Well, it was raining pretty hard today, and that. So, I was like, okay, well, I've been practicing with it. I've practiced with it before and never really done it in a game or whatever. But I don't think I needed it, but the second quarter, it was raining pretty hard consistently, and in pregame it was too. So, I practiced in pregame with it, practiced without it, and kind of mixed it up, and just whatever I'm going to do, I'm just going to go with it the whole game. So that's kind of how I was thinking about it.
When the run game is humming the way that it was today, and the way it has through the last 4 games, do you feel a difference in how the pass rush is on play action plays? Or does that vary by game?
It varies by game. It depends on the kind of players they have and their mentality and everything else in terms of are they just trying to rush up field every time or not. But I think that when you have that established running game and we're able to run the ball so physical like that, it wears those guys down on the other side, and I think that, for our play action game and all the things that we were able to do, we were really able to do everything just because I think that we were able to execute. We executed in every way today. I mean, I don't think there's maybe 1 or 2 plays that we could have done a little bit better and could have those, and then those 1 or 2 could have been touchdowns maybe, So, I think that we played a great football game, and that's what we needed today, and that's what we wanted to feel, and that's what we've been talking about. And like I said, I think Shane did a great job. I thought our line did a tremendous job up front in every way, from the run game to the pass game, and then when you see DK score 3 times, that's always a good thing for us, When you see Tyler get in the end zone, you see Rashad get in there too. That was really awesome.
Russ, on Thursday you volunteered that you might not be back for next year. You knew that was going to cause national speculation. Why did you choose to do that?
I didn't choose to do that. I wasn't trying to cause anything, but I think the question was about Bobby and whatever, and we were talking about. Say again. What did you say? Yeah, no, I think somebody mentioned Bobby and everything else, so we were talking about that. So I'm not going to get into all that. Listen, I think that, for me, my mission today was to be able to win the day, just win the journey, and so you can have any thoughts you want, but I'm grateful, man. You can't get me out of in a bad mood. I'm full of joy. I'm full of gratefulness. I'm full of just being blessed, man. So there, it's I'm not gonna waver off of that. I'm just grateful for just what we've been able to do today. It was really special. I thought that the guys played great. To feel good and to be out there again for our fans and what we were able to do today, it was really special. So, for to see the Hawks win again, it's always a good thing.
Russell, what does it do to your offense when you get 71 plays?
Yeah, that was huge. To be able to get that many plays and to be able to be out there and to execute the way we wanted it to, that was huge. The third downs were great. I thought that us running the ball was really efficient too as well. I thought throwing the ball, we were able to do every throw, everything that we wanted to do. Guys were making tremendous catches and tremendous plays. I thought one of the coolest plays was Tyler slipping down. They tried to disguise their coverage, and Tyler did a great job running down that left sideline for the big gain down the left side. That was sweet. We had some really special moments. We were, and I think that, we caught our groove today, and so hopefully, we got 1 game left. We go to travel down to Arizona. We always know that's a battle. They've been doing a great job all year, and we've been battling too. So we're looking forward to that challenge and that journey, and to be able to play down there and get to work again.
What do you make of this surge that Rashad's had over the last 4 weeks?
Well, I think what you make of it is his talent level has been remarkable. I think, unfortunately, he's gone through so many tough times, and so many tough injuries. I think that's just been hard on him, and I think to sum it up, when you're healthy, when you're able to be out there and to overcome some of the stuff he's gone through, and just to continue to have those guys encourage him and us encourage him in the locker room, and him to go after it every day at practice. I mean, what a testimony! What a testimony to continue to have perseverance. I mean, he's had tremendous perseverance. I think that's been amazing. I think also too, I think when Adrian Peterson walks in the building, you get to see, Hall of Fame running back, run the football at practice and all that. It shows you, man, like, this is what it looks like, man, like, in every way, every day. They call him AD for a reason all day, and so, I noticed that, and I told you guys that story when I was at the Pro Bowl, and I think it was a walk through practice, and he was running at full speed, and that's inspiring stuff, and so I think, first of all, it's a testament to his work ethic, his encouragement. I think our training room and everything that everybody's done to help him get there. And then also, too, just the guys and the energy around him. And I think the third part is being around great players like that. It always helps, too. So those 3 things, I think, have been evident.
Russ, another $2.7 million raised for cancer treatment and research. Just what you guys been able to do over the years with all that? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think that when I came here in Seattle, it was 2012, and I never forget getting here, and it was something that meant a lot to me, knowing that my dad passed away, knowing that my dad always told me it's the hash mark in between of significance that you can leave on a place. And you always want to leave a place better. You always want to go to a place and make it better. You always want to encourage people. You always want to make people believe, this and that. And so that's why I always kind of went to hospital rooms. My mom, was a nurse and was an ER nurse and did so many different things. And so for me, I've seen my dad pass away in a hospital room when the line went flat. And so for me, I understand what it's like to lose family members, to lose loved ones, and all that. So, I don't mean to get too emotional, but I just think that when you get to go into a hospital room, now having 3 kids, for me and Sierra, to be able to try to make a difference for people, every day, and just try to inspire. And I always say, sports and music are the 2 most entertaining things in the world. And to be able to live life with C and to be able to give back and to give a little glimpse of hope, it's what life's really all about. And I believe that God's given me so much ability, but also so much opportunity to serve. And I just thank God every day that I get to serve and to give back and to help. And that's what's been probably the coolest part of just the journey, is to be able to make a difference for people and to see kids walk in with cancer, and then to be able to help raise funds, or to be able to encourage them and give them a word of why not you, or whatever it may be, give them that glimpse of hope. And I think that to see guys like Milton Wright walk out of the hospital room when they only had 12 to 18 hours left to live, and to know that because of T-cell therapy and what our foundation was able to do with Why Not You Foundation and so many different things, to encourage them and say, hey, why not you? You can overcome this. I told him a story about my dad, and next thing you know, he's like, yeah, shoot, why not me? He gets up and goes, walks down the hallway, gets T-cell therapy. 2 weeks later, no more cancer. That's why I believe. That's why I believe. That's why I do it. Because somebody else is going to be affected by it. And I think that for me and Sierra, we've seen that happen over and over and over again, the success rate of it all. We've seen, like I said, kids walk out of a hospital room with no more cancer and no more problems. And we've also lost some too. But the belief and the hope that somebody else is going to be encouraged, and that maybe, just maybe, if there's a small chance, maybe they get to walk out of that hospital room. It's worth every second, every minute, every hour, every day, to wake up with that kind of encouragement and love. And I think that what we're supposed to do when much is given, much is required, we're supposed to love and supposed to serve. And so I'm grateful that I get to do it. I'm grateful I get to do it with Sierra every time, and so many other amazing people in our foundation, Why Not You Foundation. I'm grateful for our school, Why Not You Academy, and just, we went to the school the other day. I think it was 3 weeks ago or so. The weeks kind of collide nowadays, but and just to be able to give to those kids, and to know that they're dreaming and it's happening for them, and they're reaching for the stars, and just like me and Sierra used to, and it's a special thing. So I think that's what, to be able to go win games and to do all this amazing stuff and to do some cool things, and in your lifetime, your sports career, that's awesome. That's what I dream about every day and wake up for every day. But the other part of it that makes it even much better is that God chose me to do that, and to gave me opportunity to encourage and so many others, and hopefully I can encourage somebody else. So, you can't say enough about the teachers at Why Not You Academy and all these schools around us, and they teach our young kids, and teach them to overcome with all the things going on with COVID and much and more. And then you think about the nurses and the doctors at Seattle Children's Hospital right down the road. I mean, they're the true heroes, and these kids are true heroes. So I'm just grateful that our foundation, Why Not You Foundation, is able to make a difference like that for $2.7 million today, and just to be able to, it takes a community, it takes a village, it takes amazing people, it takes people that want to dream with you. And so why not you? Why not us? And so that's been cool.
How big are those connections a factor off the field connections?
Say it one more time, Gary.
How big a factor are those off the field connections here in Seattle to where you envision your career ending and going?
I think that, for me, I take every day just one day at a time. My favorite scripture is, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Verse 34 says, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough worry in itself. And that's how I've always been. I think for me, obviously the city's been everything to me. You know, this has been a special place, and it's always going to be forever some special place for me. So, you know, I've told you guys my goals, my visions, my thoughts, and everything else. And so, you know, I hope that it all gets to collide together and get to do it together, and you know, hopefully we can do everything that I've ever dreamed of and we've ever dreamed of together. So that would be the goal.
I know you didn't want to talk about the future too much, but with your no trade, you do affect whether you're here or not next year. So do you expect to be a Seahawk in 2022?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I hope so. You know, I hope that's the case. You know, and you know, it take one day at a time. And today was really about our team today, and that's what I'm going to focus on today. But it was special today, you know, and but yeah, you know, that's my hope. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to everybody. Go Hawks. Okay, see you guys. Thank you so much.